Hey friends and family, it's Diane House here, just reaching out to you. It actually is January 31st, and I'm actually out here outside by the river, and just kind of enjoying my night a little bit. I was here earlier today, kind of looking at the geese and just enjoying the sunshine. It was beautiful out today. I wanted to hop on here really quick and just do an accountability. I decided to start making these videos just because of the terror, not terror so much, but what I've been actually living through. And so I'm alive today and grateful for that. And my mind is strong and not delusional, and my body's strong, so I'm grateful to God for all those pieces. I'm still dealing, obviously, with my situation as you look at my prior video, April 2020, and I'm definitely a victim of what an attorney refers to as a targeted individual. And my life has literally been terrorized for the last 2 years, and with gaslighting and gang stalking and things that my family has done to me, along with organized criminals that have been guiding them to frame out grave mental illness. And honestly, it doesn't take 2 years to frame out a grave mental illness situation. Someone is or they're not. The use of tactics that have been used to degrade a person and to make them lose their job and to get them fired, to get them harassed at work, to have a housing people kick them out, to make them homeless, jobless, and penniless. And this is exactly what happens in this situation. It's organized crime that starts with our DHS, our Homeland Security, our FBI fusion centers, is what I understand from speaking with experts in the field. My family knows the source, as they don't want to tell me. They're told to tell me nothing's going on. It's all in my mind. But in April 2020, as you know, I witnessed what happened between my son-in-law and myself. And I now realize it's all retaliatory. My family's retaliating because they believe that I was a criminal. And but the reality is no questions have ever been asked. And they're telling people slander, family members and friends, a slander of dangerous child pedophile, child molester, which I understand is standard. The severe mental illness is another one. Many people that have been targeted individuals for many years have fought the whole mental health thing at the beginning of their targeting. So I pray that this can all get worked out somehow. I understand doctors are paid off. So as in my case, there's multiple diagnoses that aren't even the same. My psychiatrist in Texas has me listed as anxiety depression, which is my true diagnosis. So back in the day. So it's been terrorizing. Basically, if you look at some experts, you'll be told about how these organized criminals use technology, whether it's text messaging. They say that they're the FBI. Just today in an establishment, I went and had a hamburger, and the person was telling everybody, which is the third time I heard her say it to people, is that I'm a child pedophile and I'm on a list. And so I confronted her and asked her, like, this is the multiple time I've heard you say this. So, I mean, what's the deal? So I understand text messages. They're just full-on technologies used here, whether it's text messaging, direct energy weapons, satellites, hijacking your phone so you can't make calls out. You think you're text messaging with somebody, it's really not them. Basically, they just do everything they can to make you look like you're mentally ill. Hijacking your phone, hijacking your email, basically using people that you meet around you to help destroy you, and to make you look like you're mentally crazy and to terrorize you. And you ask, why would somebody do this to someone? So I mentioned in my prior video is that it's human trafficking for medical and military experimentation. So what happens is you get catapulted into this particular targeted individual program. The FBI fusion centers use what's called a non-investigative suspect subject kind of process, as I understand. So there's no questions ever asked. They just create this hardcore evidence that they show your family and they show your friends, and they continue to commit these crimes. There's never a case of law. There's never a source. You can't even find out who's doing this to you. Again, in my case, my family, I understand my family knows who it is, and they're being guided. So it's a pretty horrific life to live. People say, well, why can't you get a job? What's going on with that? So, what my experience has been is your job's contacted and told to participate, asked to participate. They block you from getting jobs. You don't get emails about jobs. You don't get phone calls about people calling you back about jobs. Your emails may never make it out. It's just kind of what happens. And these criminals want you to be jobless, penniless, and homeless so that they can get you committed to a mental institution for monetary gain. And you won't go to a mental institution. We don't have those anymore. So you would go someplace where you're used for medical experimentation. So that in itself is a pretty frightful thing. And my family has sold me out to this situation without asking me one single question. They actually told their friends and family the slander, but to this day maintain nothing's going on. It's all in your mind. I recently had a friend that helped me establish an apartment and some beautiful things. But after speaking with her yesterday, I really believe that it was sort of set up for me to fail in my moving forward situation. So I pray that the gang stalkers didn't, she wasn't guided by them or the criminals. But this all sounds crazy and it's made to make a person sound like they're mentally crazy. But I encourage you to look some things up. Look up Karen Mountain Stewart, Soul Catcher, William Binney, NSA whistleblower. Just Google targeted person and you'll see. And the problem with all of this is no, you can't get any help. So when this first started happening to me in April 2020, when my life was assassinated and I had no idea what was going on, my daughter kept saying, oh, it's all in your mind, you made it up, and it wasn't. Attorneys, I at least went to 12 attorneys, and they already knew I was coming. It was the craziest thing ever, but no one could ever help me. And even today, I try to read outbound calls to get some help. And today, the things I'm doing to try to get help to save my life is being used against me to say, oh, she's mentally ill, so we're going to frame her for grave mental illness. So the goal of this also is to alienate everybody from your entire life, so you have nobody around you. So you're here all by yourself, and you're fighting the battle, and they want you alone, so you just disappear, and nobody will ever see you again. So again, my name's Diane House, and I'm in St. Charles, Missouri today. And I just wanted to be accounted for somewhere. And I really needed someone to come in my world and just listen to what I'm saying and trust and believe in me and stop trying to listen to the fact that, hey, this is mental illness. She's so mentally ill. Oh, my gosh. I believe if my family knew the truth, they would be utterly mortified, literally. And I still pray for them, and I love them very much. So the day in the life of a targeted person is challenging. Today was a great day. However, I have the fear of being picked up on a mental health warrant or being just picked up and disappear. And one other thing I wanted to say about the mental health warrant is that there's no fairness. You just, I went to the hospital a couple weeks ago with physical symptoms of shock, and it was twisted all into mental illness. And my sister had already called the hospital and told them that they were trying to prepare for grave mental illness. And that's exactly what the doctors did. They didn't ask me questions. They just framed out all that. So no fair, nothing's fair here. It's just a narrative. It's a complete narrative.